All right, hello everyone. Welcome again to another STG Weekly episode. This is episode number 75. Going to be covering Gun Frontier. This is a game developed by Taito in 1990, and it has a lot of similarities to some other games that we'll be talking about. But this week we got the STG Weekly crew, myself, Soft Drink,
Hey,
and
guys.
Trap.
Hey.
And we also have a special guest, Macaw45, returning once again on a DD Crew episode yesterday. We're making him put in some work. He's back and going to be talking about Gun Frontier with us as well today. And Trap is also the lead host in this episode. He wanted to cover this game. This is Trap's game.
Oh yes, this
Trap's
is
game.
Trap's game.
What's the name of this game again?
Yeah, I had an issue remembering what he wanted to cover, but this game is pretty sweet. You guys have been kind of talking about this game, playing this game a bunch lately, and really giving it a proper look, and it really deserves it because there is some kind of cool stuff going on in this game that at surface value is hard to evaluate, in my opinion, and it seems like a lot of people have that as well. So it's gonna be a great game to cover. But I'll be pretty much handing it to the other guys here. I know the least about this game among everyone, so I'll just be here and talking. So yeah, guys, Gun Frontier, this game's awesome, right? What about it?
Oh yeah. So the track sequence is already running on the stream, and you can already see the bomb is super legit.
The bomb is godlike.
It is like the biggest thing that they advertised about this game when it was released. Like all the promotional materials, like look at the cool bomb, look at all the cool bombing you can do. Like
Capital
it's all about the
bombing
bomb.
action.
Well,
or whatever.
the flyer
I don't
for
know
this
how they
game is
actually-
literally look how good the bomb is. Also, there's a cool looking waterfall.
Yeah, like
That's perfect.
it really is. It's and like all the promotional material is like there's like the move strip or whatever, and it's like carpet bombing action impact font and like all the bombing maneuvers you can do, because you can steer around the bomb by moving after you hit the bomb button.
Always a great
And,
mechanic.
Yeah, definitely. And but this game is most notable, I think, because it is Yagawa's favorite shooting game, and you can see the inspiration from this game in all of his games, like Battle Garega, Armed Police Batrider, Ibarra, Muchi Muchi Pork. Like, you see callbacks to this game in every single one of his games because he knew this game inside and out. It was his literally favorite shooting game of all time. So you will see things like bomb fragments were originated in this game. Dynamic rank based on firing rate and things like that also came from this game. But this game is also extremely stylish. Like, if even if you don't particularly enjoy playing the game, it's worth credit feeding through at least once, just because of all the incredible set pieces and visual effects and just how much care and effort was put into the game. So basically it's super legit and has a lot of history behind it and is probably one of the most important games in shooting game history, just for the reason that most of Yagawa's games are very similar to it. Like, I would say Yagawa's games would probably not be what they are without this game at all.
Yeah,
So-
and the thing, while Yagawa's games did take a lot mechanically, like all the mechanics are based off the mechanics in this game to some degree, for the most part. Like in that, like he did that a lot, except something that is unique to this game, I think, like it isn't as strong in the Yagawa games, is just how how stylish and how much drama is in the stages in this game and with the set pieces. Like, they exist in Yagawa's games, but not nearly to the level of this game.
Yeah, I always think that's an interesting point of comparison. I mean, Gun Frontier has a really kind of a... I don't necessarily want to use the word rich, but it has this kind of backstory that is constantly being referenced in the enemies, in the stage design, in the little set piece moments that you see. It has these little like bits and pieces of like everyday life, or like, you know, I'm like watching the track sequence and seeing like, oh, in stage 3 there's like these landing craft, and if you let the landing craft hit the beach, like little soldiers will come out, and it's like you just don't see that kind of stuff in the Yagawa games, at least not in the same way. It's not to say they don't have story, but it's conveyed in a different way.
Yeah, with Gun Frontier and and the other games in the Gun Frontier series, which we can talk about a little bit at some point, I guess. It's probably the biggest example of like trying to make an extremely dramatic experience. Like, there's heaps of moments in this game where it's just like, oh my god, like you get like a shiver up your spine, like for so many instances in both this and Metal Black and even the third game. But yeah, like the guy who directed it or just storyboarded out everything that happens in the stages, he's practically like a visionary. Like, it's amazing what's in this game.
I think what really even sets the tone for that cinematic feel is just the way the game opens. It opens with a like a widescreen aspect letterboxed into the vertical format screen, and then it scrolls out in time with this super dramatic chord in the music, and then you start playing, and it's just fucking perfect.
It's amazing, like the way the ship comes into the screen, and then the game is full of stuff like that.
Yeah, it's all about the set pieces, and it's something you just really don't see in most shooters in general. Is just set pieces literally everywhere, and they're all just like really powerful. And there's, I mean, we'll see all of them throughout the replay, but the one in stage 4 in particular is mind-blowing, to say the least.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of stuff in this game where if we try to point it out, it's already happened, a lot of people are going to miss it. So yeah, it's like, it's sort of one of those types of games.
Yeah,
it's a game where if like there's reason to play it over and over, because you'll see new set pieces you didn't notice the last time you played it, or in the case of the stage 4 one, it's different every time you play it.
Yeah.
So it's
when you mention set pieces, though, it makes me think of Rayforce, because that's also Taito, and that game is just filled with awesome moments and awesome transitions and sequences. That
that's another
they
one
really
actually. That's it's all they took care into making the game sort of the storyline and the drama throughout the playthrough. They were focusing on that. Like the Darius games do that to a degree. Sokyu Gurentai does that a lot, but yeah.
So perhaps
it's pretty cool when games do that.
Perhaps that was a bit of direction that Taito wanted to go with establishing like fully fledged worlds in their shmups, and that really panned out too into the modern cave games, because all the cave games have really rich backgrounds if you look into them and stories, and it really goes a long way to put together a good shmup package. So I'm hyped to see this. Damn.
Yeah. So, should we really briefly address a question that came up in chat about the port? Because I think that is a pretty significant thing with this game.
Yeah. So this game does have 2 ports, I think. There's a port on Saturn, which is different. It's not quite a port in that, like, the game is the same, but the way the rank system works is significantly, like, the effects of it are almost non-existent. And since the rank normally increases over time, you end up having a game that is significantly easier if you play the Saturn version.
It
So if
cannot
you're
be
playing
overstated how
just
much
for-
easier.
Yeah, like it is so easy that I mean, Black Oak is not a bad player, but the first time, like he brought it to a shmup meet and played it for the first time and 1CC'd it on his first attempt. So it's, if you're playing just for like all the set pieces and things and you don't really care about playing a hard game, it might be worth picking up just because it's great, because you can like see all the set pieces and don't be like, oh, I credit fed to get here. But it's also expensive. Like, it's not a cheap port. Like, I think I don't know how much it's going for right now, but it's not like $20 or anything. So you might have to shell out a little bit for it. And
course,
then, oh no, go ahead.
of course, yeah. Then there's the Taito Legends.
Yeah, there's the Taito Legends one, and I seem to recall that one is arcade perfect. So if you're looking
Awesome.
for an extremely challenging game, there's your go-to.
Would that
pretty
have
cheap.
any slowdown in it? Because I, like, on Taito Legends, I just remember playing Lightbringer in that pack, and it's got literally about 200% more slowdown than the arcade version.
Oh, I actually haven't played the Taito Legends one, so I'm not sure.
And I believe it's actually on Taito Legends 2.
Yeah, it's Taito Legends too.
Right.
And
Yeah.
there's 2 collections. Those are some pretty good collections. One of my favorite games, Alpine Ski, is on number 2. Anyone who's played that knows will get that. But
Wow. Okay.
anyway,
Actually, 2 has some really good stuff in it. I think
no,
I
it
think
does. It does.
The PS2 release has a couple Darius games on it too. Does it have Gaiden? I'm not sure.
G Darius and Gaiden, I believe.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Basically, Taito Legends 1, I think, is the early 80s games, or just the 80s games in general, and then the other one is the 90s games, for the most part.
I see. So there was also another chat that Jamers is asking if the game has any relation to the anime of the same name. So the anime is based on a manga from like the 70s or the 60s or something, also called Gun Frontier. And I am not 100% sure, but I seem to recall that they are related in a sense, but they're not quite like... I seem to recall that there's like influence or something, but it's not like based on it or anything. Like it's
Like a
totally-
friendly nod with
Yeah.
paying some respects. Perhaps.
yeah, exactly. It's
Okay.
yeah, like the plot and everything is totally not related at all, but I seem to recall it has some sort of like callback to it.
Do they both have Western themes or like
Yeah.
future Western or something?
Yeah, exactly. They were both like future Western style stuff. So
Gotcha. Okay.
so yeah.
Then yeah,
So
let's talk about the replay we're gonna be looking at, or what else you guys say here?
Yeah,
we're
so
carrying on the
I was
intro a bit.
gonna read the story. for
Oh
this
sure, yeah.
game.
All right, story's cool.
So, the year is 2120. Earthlings have spread beyond their galaxy and have started to colonize uninhabited planets in different solar systems. One such planet to be colonized was the Earth-like planet Gloria, which happened to have an enormous natural supply of gold. This discovery became pivotal to Gloria's emigration, so much that emigrators would be impoverished by the cost of reaching the planet. Because of this, life on the planet thrived in a setting similar to the American Old West. Though poor, the gold trade aided the Glorians in advancing technology and knowledge, so much that among the inhabitants lived talented inventors and engineers. However, the Glorians were not the only ones who were tempted by the planet's gold. Space pirates, known as the Wild Lizards, quickly invade Gloria and decimate the towns of the people and enslave those who survived in an attempt to deplete the planet's gold supply. 2 inventors of Gloria, who were a part of the planet's development teams, decide to strike back at their invaders, using 2 fighter jets in the shape of giant revolvers with plane wings.
I love that they
Amazing.
make that official. Like, it
Yeah.
is what the planes are. Like, that is canon that they are fucking revolvers with wings.
Yeah, so that's the thing you notice about almost all of the enemy design in this game is they are all guns glued to other guns with wings, and it's pretty legit.
It gives the game a really interesting character in my mind, because it's almost kind of like a comical way of thinking about like the enemy design, but at the same time the game itself is so kind of serious and it has this very dark tone.
Well, it's like if you had a Twin Bee game, like, you know, there's those teacup enemies. So why can't you make a shmup just like that's all teacups? Yeah, that idea.
You need to make a shmup, Aquas.
Well, it'd be only teacups. I mean, might be okay. Might have to do some research on different types of teacups throughout the world. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we should get into the replay. So what we're watching here is a no-miss run, so the player doesn't die. I was hoping to get a fully high-scoring run, but I lost my DVD that had the super play, so I can't show us that. But
Get wrecked.
Damn.
yeah, pretty much. So on a truly high-scoring run, there's a bunch of checkpoint milking. So a no-miss run is quite cool because then you don't have checkpoint milking, but you still get all the secrets and stuff. So it's pretty legit. And so this run does play for score, but also plays for the no-miss. So you'll be seeing, I think, all of the secrets in the game in this replay.
So we're just not going to have the milking, that sounds...
Yeah, exactly.
It's all right.
So it's a fairly short run, so episode today will not be forever long.
Okay, that's okay that we're taking a little extra time talking about it then.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
Cool,
a very
cool.
simple game too. Mechanically, it's just two buttons. There's shot and bomb, and the bomb is the amazing steerable carpet bomb, which if you've played Garega, you would recognize as like the Silver Sword bomb is like a direct takeoff on this, or in Ibarra, I think the Bond A bomb is a direct takeoff on this.
Yeah, I think the Bond bomb is like it's steerable in this same way too.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
Yeah, so if you have Ibarra, you should try that shot type and enjoy the wonders of the Gun Frontier bomb, because it's quite fun to just play around with.
Hell yeah. Alright, cool. Let's watch this replay then.
Yep.
All right. So, can we all get queued up to... Do we want to do from 0-0, or just start when the actual replay starts at, I think, 5 seconds in?
Let's just do
it at
zero.
zero. Yeah.
All right. That works for me.
Alright. Player on this replay, by the way, is TKG. Japanese player, it looks like.
Yep.
So, credit to him.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they may not know that this ever happened.
And it cannot be overstated that this is a ridiculously impressive accomplishment. Like, this game is
Yeah, this is a hard game.
really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
like this is a very hard game, so having a no-miss clear is quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, enemies in this game like to fly right up to you and just smash you with bullets.
Yeah. We'll be discussing how dick the enemies are in this game.
You gotta play it too to understand just how dickish it is too.
Yeah.
The thing with this game is, like, just looking at it, you would never guess that it is as utterly sadistic as it is. So,
It gets you.
alright. So, are we all queued up at 0-0?
Yep.
Yep.
Alright, so 3, 2, 1, click.
All right, and thank you, ReplayBurners, for providing another replay for
Yep.
STG Weekly.
So here we go. So this is the intro. So sick.
It's so beautiful.
Amazing intro.
It's
So
perfect.
right off the bat, there's a secret. On that rock, if you bomb it at the very right, you get 10,000 points. And this whole intro section is very if you've played Garega, it's very similar to the intro stage in Garega,
Yeah,
where you
building
just
up
have a
bomb
bunch of just a bunch of bomb fragments, and then power up planes, and the game starts. So the power up system in this is there's occasional rushes of power up planes that are stylized as cows, as would be appropriate for an Old West style game. And when you collect 5 of them, you get to the next power level. So you have to kill all 5 of the incoming power up planes to actually level up. And when you die, you only drop down 1 power level, and you keep all of the partial power-ups that you have. So even if you're at minimal power and you die, you still get to have your power-up pieces.
That's nice of them.
Yeah, it's a very forgiving game in terms of checkpoint recovery. Like almost all, I'm pretty sure all of them actually are recoverable. Some of them are a bit annoying to try, but yeah.
The other thing that's kind of cool about the power-up system is when you're at max power, you can actually pick up a full set of fragments, and then if you die, you'll just use up those fragments and come right back to max power. Which is kinda cool.
So shout-outs to that tank boss. It's like driving and busting through the side of a mountain, and
also the explosion that takes up the entire screen.
Yeah.
Leadwing, this replay uses autofire, and if you play this game, I would highly recommend you use autofire as well.
Yeah, so this game does have rank based on how much you've shot, and lots of people like to say that it's hugely important and you should like never use autofire because of it, but those people are wrong. The rank is mostly based on your score, so as long as you aren't checkpoint milking like a dick, the rank doesn't get like retarded.
Oh, that's what I call a bomb.
Now this right here, as people may remember from TRPS to GT, is one of the biggest scoring secrets in the game, if not outright the biggest. By bombing these planes and selectively destroying like their wings and other tidbits, you get a lot of points. You'll notice that the score will shoot up here by like 40k, which in this game is a lot.
Wow.
It's like 75k per time you do it, and the checkpoint is like right before that section.
So it's highly
so if you're milking, you can get upwards of like 600,000 points right there, and it's the single biggest scoring point in the entire game aside from the end bonus. If you are playing for not a no miss.
The rank increase is insane.
Yeah, so the rank increase from it is absolutely bonkers. So if you actually do that, you're probably not going to make it much further in the game.
Now, is that because you're destroying the wings or bombing the planes? Or
it's for bombing the planes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you get points for blowing off the wings, but if you bomb them, you don't get any because you killed the actual plane first.
Yeah, and that's why he shoots out the wings before bombing. It's just like a couple extra points on top. But yeah, the rank increase from doing that milk is completely absurd. Like, it's
fun.
It's absolutely
it's like activate
appalling.
hard mode, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like
as if the game wasn't hard enough already.
It would be like going straight to harder mode in like a Yagawa game, just like in the middle of a run, is kind of the rough equivalent. Like, it is that much crazier.
It's like a rite of passage or something.
Yeah, it's insane.
I like these popcorns.
Yeah, so these blue hovercopters are usually not an issue. The dark blue ones. They just like sort of laze around the screen and shoot at you occasionally. So stage 2 is not too bad. It's one of the easier stages. But as soon as stage 3 starts, oh boy. And
the most amazing thing of all time right here.
Yeah, so this is the Gun Frontier waterfall. It's probably the coolest looking set piece ever.
And the
It's like
boss
a
just
million
coming out
pixels.
majestically from below it.
Yeah, and according to an interview with the designer, he spent, how long was it? It was like a week straight at work, constantly working on that waterfall because the higher-ups at Taito would not let him make the game if they didn't have that waterfall scene in the game. And they were like working on new sprite hardware or something to like work on graphics, and it wasn't finished yet, so it kept crashing on him. So he kept having to redo it like all the time. So like that waterfall was the biggest labor of love ever, basically.
Yeah. And it's not even just the waterfall itself, like, the way all those birds fly out is just, it looks amazing.
Alright, so should we talk about Stage 3 hovercopters?
Yeah. So, Stage 3 is where if you don't know what you're doing, you're dead.
Yeah.
The game is basically, you've had your fun, now it's time to end your credit and give me more money. So these hovercopters fly in randomly at the top third of the screen, and they circle around you. Yes, their positions where they spawn is random.
Yeah.
And they will spin around you in a clockwise direction. And so the easiest way to deal with them is to stay on the right side of the screen, because if they go off to the right edge, they get despawned, so you don't have to deal with them anymore. But probably the most difficult thing about them is sometimes they survive going off the bottom of the screen. So you will think you got them gone off the bottom of the screen, and then they show up on your left side and snipe you from point blank, and then you get pissed off. So this game's ceiling is, like the bullet ceiling, is weird. It's very close. Like if you're not like right next to the enemy, it will probably shoot you. And some enemies just don't seal their bullets at all, so
Yeah.
they'll just snipe you even if you're right on top of them. So that's an issue with this game.
I kind of like when the ceiling is a very small range, personally, because it's like you
Yeah.
you really get like you really can't fuck around too much.
This section, by
Right.
the way, is stupidly difficult, where these four large planes come in from the side,
Oh!
and then a bunch of other guys come
Holy
in from
balls.
the right. Yeah, it gets really messy really fast, and it's after this kind of lull in the action after you go through that bridge.
Yeah.
And then this boss
Also,
Yeah.
is
just like Garaga, you can also bomb a lot of parts of the background, but this guy isn't doing it.
Right. So you on all those bridges over the river, whatever that is, you can actually bomb those. I don't give you any points, but it's cool
But-
stylistically.
But does it raise rank?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, so the rank is pretty much just your score and how many times you fired. So,
Oh.
yeah, and score is the biggest factor by a ton. So, yeah.
And yeah, this boss is amazing. There's like
so
a huge
good.
dam. The
It's-
water
this-
is flowing in.
the way he's gonna
And
destroy
it's
it
a
is
chain.
like the coolest secret ever. So
Yeah.
he goes up behind it, blows up the dam.
And then all the water flows in and deals tons of damage to the boss and kills
So
it.
cool.
Whoa.
So good.
You just got damned.
That fight, just holy crap, that fight.
I think that was good enough fun.
And now stage 4, where just all of the secrets ever.
Yeah, so stage 4 is the secrets stage, and it's incredible. Like, there's so many, and they're all so good.
So there's really kind of obvious stuff like the crop circle on the ground, but then if you bomb the crop circle, you get bonus points.
Yeah, it's like 10,000 or something. Like, most of the secrets in this game are 10,000 points. So that's one of them.
But then coming up,
So, yeah, so we gotta.
This is a movie
Oh,
theater.
actually, yeah.
Let's
so
put
this
it that
is
way. This is a movie theater. Now watch what
the movie
happens.
theater.
The fucking
man.
projection from the movie is put onto the stage. And
It's
it
so
randomizes every time you play. There's like 4 or 5 different scenes. It's so cool.
Yeah, it is by far like the coolest secret in the entire game. Well, that's not even a secret. The coolest set piece. I mean,
Yeah.
but like this entire alleyway is like the worst place to die because
Dude,
all the
yes.
checkpoints here are really hard.
Brutal. And then the bank secret here as well.
Yeah, so with this secret, it's quite similar to the hovercopter in Garega Stage 3. You let the tank drive over the bank however much you want, like just as long as it's crushed a little bit. And then when you kill it, it explodes into gold bars, 4 power-up items, and a max power-up item, which you normally only see if you've credit fed.
Yeah.
And
Although
it
you do
gives
have
you
to catch
a
it
full
on the
bomb.
gold side.
Right, you have to catch it on the gold side, or you just get a normal power-up. So when you get the max power-up, it gives you a full power level and a full bomb. So it's useful to pick up just casually.
I also got to mention the soundtrack in this game is just unbelievable. Like, it is the most amazing soundtrack. It's both catchy and at the same time just sounds so.
It's so like remorseful and like emotional. It's
fantastic.
It's so absurdly dramatic. Every song sort of builds up to this just climax, and this stage in particular is my favorite out of all of them.
Yeah, they're all like just the whole soundtrack is absolutely incredible.
Also,
Oh, damn.
This guy just powered through it, but there was a section where like 6 planes come down on the left and loop around you, and that can be a very difficult section to survive as well if you're not prepared for it.
Yeah, so I should mention this about the auto fire. Generally, you want 2 auto fire buttons. You want one at 30 hertz, which is what this guy uses most of the time, because you need to quick kill things a lot.
Also, this boss is getting fucking absorbed by the tornadoes.
Yeah,
It's amazing, that death animation.
So good.
It's so good.
If I were
the
the
pieces
guy,
of armor getting ripped off by the wind. It's so cool. Also, this stage.
Yes, this
The
intro
stage
to stage
opening
5 is
ever.
incredible.
So good.
like just a ton of the stage 2 and stage 4 bosses in the background just flying. Fucking incredible.
I guess a lot of people watching the stream, they're probably like they're not fully. They've probably just got it on sort of in the background. They're not fully paying attention. But that bit there where you're going up and all the planes, there's like that fleet of planes that actually flies into the camera.
Yeah.
Just oh man.
Well, the
Yeah.
other thing is, like, this is kind of a low-quality replay. I am not kidding when I say you have to play this game to see, like, how amazing
So,
it is. Also,
so anyone familiar with
birds.
Garega? What's up, flamingos? Except these are actually flying squirrels. Yeah.
fucking
so
squirrels.
that's the origin of pink flamingos. Except well, actually, I guess they do it in Garega too. But they block your bullets, which can actually be a serious problem if
Yeah.
you're trying to deal with that section.
I would
Man.
highly recommend not going for them in a survival run for that reason alone.
Yeah.
Also,
So this is cool.
is he gonna do it? Yeah.
Yeah, he does it.
Yeah.
But what
Fucking-
happens? The thing is, if you blow up the TNT before killing the enemy also falls off, and he like has like a tumbling animation, and it's so cool. I think he's gonna do it here.
Yeah, I think he does. Yeah. And so actually the section after that first TNT box is probably the hardest part. One of the hardest parts in this stage. There's only one other part I can think of that's harder. Just those planes that come down and sweep left and right are the biggest pain in the ass. And so yeah, dropping off the tanks, super cool.
It's so cool. I just love that they have like a separate animation. It's just them spinning around. Also, this background is just a single parallax scrolling valley for the entire stage. Now, does that remind anyone of a single parallax scrolling cloud layer for an entire stage? Or am I the only person here?
You mean from the cloud stage in Grega?
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like
so,
that.
you guys didn't actually get to see it because this dude killed everything too quick. But coming out of those paths in the hill are those the tanks that couldn't shoot you in stage 1 because they had no turret, but they bolted on the spinning turret from one of the other tanks onto like the side of it. So it's like you get this feeling that like the wild lizards are like, shit, dude, we gotta repurpose all our stuff to try to kill this dude. Let's just like bolt on this thing to our carrier tank.
And you get to this like factory rail yard place, and just suddenly all this shit's coming out of like, you know, everything's coming out of the woodwork to try and get you. It really
very
feels
busy, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is the hardest part in the entire game.
Yeah.
If you are going left and right. If you stay on the right side, it's not too bad.
Oh,
but
that slowdown
it's
is nice.
Super busy all the time, and you really have to make good use of your bombs here, or you're not going to make it through.
On the subject of the bomb is not a panicable bomb. Like, you have it comes out like 3 or 4 seconds after you hit the button. There's like an initial rush that comes right away, but it won't actually cancel bullets until a few seconds later when the big like carpet bomb action starts. Which means you can't just bomb if you're like, oh crap, I've made a mistake. You have to know that you are going to need that cancel in like 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, and so the bomb actually cancels bullets twice. It'll cancel it once, like right after you've dropped it off, and then it cancels it one more time, or rather it continuously cancels it while the actual bomb is out. So you can make really cool, just like deleting bullet paths for yourself, like you would in like if you watched Dell's Moochie Moochie Pork Run, he does a very similar thing in that, where like it's a swarm of bullets and you can't make it through, so you clear the bullets with the bomb and then make it through like that.
Yeah, man. You better
Also,
use those bombs.
Greatest boss intro ever.
Oh
like,
my fuck.
Like, and you see that boss the entire stage too. Like, it's embedded in the cliff.
Dude, that Santa Cloud was
don't even know
dope.
Yeah, so like if you just like look at the boss, you see all these turrets on it that you saw in the stage built into the rocks, and it's like, hell yeah, dude.
These lizards are intense.
Yeah, it's
So this is actually the last proper boss of the game.
Damn, those explosions.
Yeah,
damn.
this is the last, like, true boss. The final boss is more of an execution, but,
It's sort of like the end of the climax of the game, well...
It's a post-game,
The aftermath of this, it's more like a bonus stage, almost.
Yeah, it's just like you have to earn your clear bonus, really. It's not hard, it's something you have to do to get the points. So, so that gold spinning thing will capture you and try to pull you into the tank's fire to, like, it's so cool.
Wow.
Like,
so do you know why he doesn't?
Sorry.
Do you know why he doesn't destroy that last set of laser things?
I'm assuming it's so that he could try to blow up all the rest of the pieces, because as soon as you blow up all of one side of that section of the tank, like, everything just dies instantly. Okay. So he wanted to get rid of the gold dude and the 2 turrets next to the giant laser.
And we got a Garriga train in chat, that's right. Yeah, you know what I is.
Yeah, so this boss it might remind some people who've played Batrider of a certain special boss, maybe named something like Bassinet. So
it's hard to tell here because he quick kills it.
Yeah, because he does quick kill it. That quick kill it's extremely reliable if you have 30 Hz auto fire.
If you have 15, it doesn't work.
Yeah, if you have 15, it doesn't work, so you have to actually fight it, which is really hard.
Anyway, this stage. God damn it.
So this is like the climax where it's more a bonus stage, and because it's kind of like a cinematic sort of thing where you can't really die. They get rid of the UI at the top of the screen.
You kill everything in one hit, and it's all about you and the leader. Just like this climactic, like Western duel at the end.
Yeah, like the whole deal is it's like you're like invincible and you can kill anything with no problem. It's like you've come so far.
Yeah.
And super dramatic and cool.
And they're throwing everything they have at you, and it just doesn't even slow you down. And I mean, look at your score right now. This is the end bonus, which is why we were saying like the last boss is kind of the end of the game as far as the actual stages and bosses go. This is really just like the climax.
Yeah, you got like a quarter of your score there.
I'll say shout outs
like
to
half
Gold
the
Skull.
Dude, that skull.
And
now the final battle.
And you get 6 shots.
Yeah, 6 shots, Wild West duel. Super cool.
Wow. This is
And if you
this
run
is
out
some Mad
of
Dog
shots,
shit.
that's it.
If you run out of shits, he
you run out
crushes
of
you and you
shots.
die.
No, if you run out of shots, you just can't do anything, and eventually, the spinning thing around him gets bigger and bigger until it just kills you. So it's super cool.
Yeah.
Did any of you play that point and click like FMV gun game called
Mad Dog McCree?
Yeah, Mad Dog McCree.
Oh man. Had
Alright,
to name drop Mad Dog McCree. You know what you've done now.
Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, this is a cool little ending in here with the first person view, and at the end it's really freaking cool.
Yeah. And you're like over this field, and there's
Oh,
like
man.
people. And it's so
Stop
cool.
looking down there, you're gonna crash. It's like the orange thing, it's like a big button. It's like, press that button to kill them.
And the way the second player plane is sort of in your view at the end there is so amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and I gotta agree with Kagar in chat. Stage 1 music in the final stage is like the best thing.
Yeah, it's
Like-
fantastic.
It's such a great like callback to everything.
P47 Aces did that as well.
So
Sweet.
I was thinking we might take a second to go back through some of the aesthetic stuff we missed, because there's like a bunch of things in Stage 3 we didn't talk about.
But first,
let's let
cast
the credits
Oli
roll.
Chan, Ogawa Shonen, they're the pilots of the ships.
Oh,
Just thought you needed
seriously?
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
so
I didn't know they did
Koli-chan is in all the games in the series, so he's also the pilot in Metal Black, and he's the owner of the city, or the mayor of the city in Dino Rex during the dream sequences.
Oh yeah. And I don't know who Katsujiro Fujimoto was, but apparently this game's dedicated to him.
He's the designer of the Taito F2 hardware, and
Oh.
he passed away during development due to a car crash. So dedicating the game to him is pretty legit.
It's the music by Zuntata. Well, it sounds like it right now.
No, it's not actually. It's actually
okay.
not by Zuntata at all. It's by a contractor called Space Creative. And the actual composer was Hidetoshi Fukumori, who also did he did Ashura Blaster, Drift Out, let's see what else, Galmedes, and one other game that I can't think of at the moment.
Alright.
But yeah, the credits lists Yak and OGR as producers, I think, but they don't actually mention the contractors.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Alright,
Okay.
so let me hop ahead to stage 3 because there was something I wanted to point out here. Because there's lots of little details like in the opening of stage 3 that you don't.
There is. You could just rewatch the
The
2-second
whole thing.
opening.
Yeah. So like, look at this.
Yeah,
The boats, when you destroy them, they like leak oil and debris into the water. First of all, like, it's so cool.
Oh yeah.
And then a little bit further ahead, like I was saying earlier, there's these little landing crafts, and if they actually get to the beach, it's kind of hard to tell, but there's like little soldiers that like run out of them.
Yeah, there's soldiers that run out, and there's a tank in
Yeah.
each one that also drives out.
Yeah, it's so cool. And then just in case people missed it before, let's go ahead and do the movie theater again, because it's just the best thing.
Yeah, I'm asked if the game loops. Looks like it
No,
didn't.
the game does not loop,
Okay.
so it's one loop, and that's it.
You also got to make sure to show the fleet again, where the planes fly into the screen,
Yeah.
because that's easily missable if you're just not fully paying attention.
This right here, I'm showing the movie theater again. It's so
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, there's
And yeah.
like 3 different things it can show, so it's
There's like
super
the
cool.
Wild West
So-
one. There's like a romance. What's the other one?
And there's a cartoon.
Right. I don't think I've gotten the cartoon, which bums me out. Anyway, oh, I'm gonna the boss here getting destroyed by the wind pulling off all of the pieces. It's hard.
yeah.
It's hard to see in this encoding quality, but it's such a cool thing. And then there we go. Are there any
And,
outstanding questions from chat right now? This is a good time, I think.
Yeah. So a thing that I don't think I mentioned yet, but is worth noting, the enemy bullet hitboxes are
Oh yeah,
pretty jank.
it's
They're surprisingly big and not in places you would expect them to be. So it's it can get confusing pretty quick,
it's
and like
part of what
you'll
makes
think
the game so hard.
yeah, you'll think you can make it and then you die, or you think you can't make it and then you do make it. It's odd. Like that's about the only word you can really use to describe it.
Yeah.
Like they're just weird.
It just doesn't feel right. And like your ship's hitbox isn't actually all that big. I mean, if I had to make a guess, I'd say it's like
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like the hammer on the revolver
yeah,
like out there.
and it's kind of it's like centered right about there, and then the width is like the height of the wings, like a square of roughly the height of the wing, if you can imagine that. It's pretty small.
Yeah.
But,
Also, just for the sake of the chat, I guess you should probably show the waterfall again.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Black Oak? No, I've never seen non-auto fire clear.
Which is
and
which
to
is
be
really
honest,
funky.
I kind of doubt that it's even possible to clear without auto fire.
Damn.
It's
Sounds like a challenge for someone.
some super player somewhere.
Gamers maybe could do it.
It is a stupidly hard game though. Like
Yeah,
just
even
from
with
watching
auto
this,
fire, it's really
even
hard.
with auto fire, it is really
What I
hard.
noticed is that the player would stay on the left or the rightmost side. He would not hang out in the center too often.
Yeah,
Yeah, when you're in the center, you're just inviting yourself to get shot at and screwed over.
And those
when you're in a corner, you can like get around things a lot better.
you also
the fact
wanna-
that the bullets are so slow
Mhm.
too, and,
Yeah,
and
the
they're
bullets are
needly.
really slow.
and they
Yeah.
they feel weird with how they move. It's hard to explain, but they just like something about the way they move on the screen feels a little off. And it's really like it's jarring and weird when you play it, and I can't give words for it because I don't really know what would cause
Well,
it even.
Oh, when you have like bullets so slow, they end up taking more screen space more often. So they end up
Yeah.
like they end up kind of becoming like obstacles, like stage obstacles or something when they're so slow.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they really are. Like, they all do move quite slowly, and like if you paid attention during that part in stage 5 where it was the like the factory area with the ton of tanks. Like the screen's just full of bullets.
You gotta be
Really
careful
slow
about where you go. It's not like you're just dodging them as they go by you. You gotta be more aware of your surroundings, which really changes how the game shmup will play.
But by the way, earlier Kagar mentioned that this section, I'm showing stage 2 right now. This section of stage 2 is not burning. These buildings are not burning. That's all gold. They're giant warehouses filled with gold, and it's like sparkling and glittering in the background. And that's what all this.
Oh, that's what he was getting at.
Is.
Cool.
It's another really cool kind of aesthetic detail in the background.
Yeah, actually, like throughout the game, you're constantly sort of destroying buildings, and the detail in the destruction and all the different stuff that gets destroyed is pretty amazing.
Yeah, like the ones with the gold in them. Like there's whole bunches of like factory remains and stuff in them too that you see.
Yeah.
It's all just everything in this game is
Even just like
detailed.
are they haystacks or like the little barricades that are everywhere and just the little drum cans you destroy?
Yeah,
like all the little things on the ground.
The drum cans that you destroy and they like squirt water.
Oh yeah, the yeah, those are great. And in the stage 4, there's the tanks made of wood, like the wooden tanks that just like blow up in one shot, but they have like this really complex like exploding animation of them like falling over.
Also of note is the game's 2-player co-op. That's interesting too.
Yeah, so it actually does have co-op, and like you both play at the same time, and checkpoints are turned off for 2 players.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Also, did we actually mention how like weird it is that the game has the score at the bottom of the screen, not the top?
Someone mentioned it in chat, but we didn't talk about it. Yeah, it's like the total reverse of what you see now. Like the score and the credits and the lives are all at the bottom, and the bomb information is all at the top. It's just kind of funky.
Yeah. So Kagar mentioned I should trap label this and fix the problems. So I actually did work on a modification of this for a while. I tried a bunch of different things. I tried boosting the ship speed, and I felt like that was okay. Like it could use being a little bit faster, but for the most part, it's fine with the way the game is. Like it does seem slow if you just like take it on its own, but with the rest of the game pace, it feels fine. And I also tried removing checkpoints, because checkpoint milking sucks. And I did that, but then it felt like Twin Cobra to Kyokyoku Tiger, which, I mean, I guess if you really hate checkpoints, you find Twin Cobra better, but I think anybody who has, like, a neutral opinion either way would say that it's better with checkpoints, and I would say the same deal applies to this. It just feels sort of off without them.
Right.
And I don't know how to fix shitty hitboxes, so I couldn't do that. And that's honestly the biggest problem with the game is the hitboxes are kind of weird.
I guess.
The other thing that if I may,
you go ahead.
Personally, I think it's kind of. At first glance, it doesn't seem all that remarkable, and that's, I think, a real shame about this game. I mean, it just seems kind of bland and gray and brown, and there's so much depth and character to it, and you know, so much detail and so much like love and care in it, and yet, like, if you're just looking at it for a split second, you won't see any of that.
I've actually come across a lot of people that write this game off like just from first impressions, and they don't realize that it's one of the most, like, in terms of just the talent put into the set pieces and I almost want to call it cinematography, but it's just like the way, because shooting games are on rails, so everything is kind of planned and scripted, and the scripting of this game with the way the stages are designed is absolutely amazing. And a lot of people don't realize that.
I'm just going to replay this opening because it's so fantastic. Just that letterbox just sliding open and that chord in the background. It's perfect, and it totally sets the tone for the rest of the game. Like, you know immediately, Like this is a game that values its cinematic presentation, and if if you're conscious of that from the get-go, you will see so much more with it, I think.
Yeah, I agree entirely. But yeah, the intro is just so good.
I guess I could elaborate just a little bit on the fact that this is the first in a trilogy of games. Should I do that?
Yeah, actually, that would be interesting to talk about.
Because so this is Gun Frontier, and a lot of people, more people, be familiar with Metal Black. It's relatively popular as far as the old 90s games go. More so than this, people would have always, I guess, played it around what you read on the internet and whatever. And so Metal Black has, of course, the subtitle at the in the attract mode, I think it is. It says Gun Frontier 2, and a lot of people are confused by that. So the designer of this game made Metal Black after this, and it's actually quite a similar game in many ways because it's a horizontal and it's got a totally different theme, but the way the game plays, because Gun Frontier is all about strategically trying to take enemies out or just deal with the enemies with your extremely narrow linear shot. And Metal Black is exactly the same with the kind of shot you have in that.
That's true.
So the core gameplay is sort of very similar there. But the main difference is they changed from doing this sci-fi Wild West theme to like a sci-fi, almost like a sci-fi horror theme. So, and a lot of the same elements in Gun Frontier with the presentation and all that, also in Metal Black, very much so. So in Metal Black, the entire first stage is just amazing. Like all the stuff happening in the background, the way it progresses, and then the next stage, your ship actually fires off the rocket that's been attached. Your ship sprite actually changes, and it goes. The thing with Metal Black is they were obviously trying to make a very surreal game. So the whole game is kind of this weird, surreal adventure through space where it's very atmospheric.
Yeah, the game, it definitely makes you feel something when you play it. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, they were just with most of the game is just very atmospheric, surreal, like what on earth's going on, I don't know, but it's extremely cool. And then at the end of the game they just go bananas and totally scare the shit out of you with the last boss battle, and it has the entire history of human civilization eventually leading to killing each other in the background through photos. And then right at the end of the game, for the last phase of the boss, there's that freaking cat that stares at you from the background. And then you would notice the endings of the games are actually quite similar. The ending of the last scene just as you kill the last boss in Gun Frontier, you see a picture of the Earth, and it's all blue and everyone's happy. In Metal Black, it's exactly the same. There's the planet. I don't know if it's necessarily Earth. Well, is it even Earth in Gun Frontier, or is this?
No, in Gun Frontier it's Gloria.
Yeah, that other planet. Yeah, well, I think in Metal Black it's a planet called Nemesis or something like that. But it's exactly the same shot, except in Metal Black the planet rips in half and there's blood inside.
Yeah,
and so
game's a trip.
Yeah, that game's amazing and definitely needs a STG Weekly at some point. I don't know if it's already been done.
No, it would be interesting to do for sure. There's a lot of interesting stuff about that game too. Like it has a lot of relation to the Darius series as well, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, the G Darius copied inherited the charge battle Kamehameha battle system.
Yeah, and some of the enemies are very similar as well. But that's kind of a topic for another day. Do you know much about Dino Rex? Or?
Yeah, I was just about to say. So the only canon thing that's the same from Gun Frontier to Metal Black is the fact that the main character is Holy Chan. And then Dino Rex, which most people have no idea is actually Gun Frontier 3, is an unbelievably bad fighting game. And it's horrible, garbage, plays so unbelievable. Just, you don't understand.
So bad. Like
You
there
don't-
there are no words really.
But yeah, but at the same time, it does have merit, and it is worth playing. In that it's directed by this guy, so you know there's going to be cool stuff in there. And so Holy Chun in Dino Rex is a character that appears in the bonus stages. So the bonus stages are actually legit fun in Dino Rex and have you rampaging as a dinosaur through a town, through a city, a modern city. And there's actually a sub-story within the main game story of trying to defeat Holy Chan and putting an end to his reign as mayor or something. And
What?
Wow.
Yeah, like they made him a mayor for saving the Earth, and
It's Hagar's
Yeah.
duty.
yeah, well, yeah. So they made him a mayor of this city because he saved the Earth. I'm assuming from Metal Black,
Oh.
and so your dinosaur just like appears out of nowhere, and in like there's like newspaper clippings at the end of each bonus stage, and so it's like dinosaurs have returned out of nowhere, and Holy Chan's like trying to mobilize all the forces to try to fucking take out the
Yeah.
dinosaur.
Man, this sounds like some B-Storm shit.
To sum it up quickly, Dino Rex actually has, it's kind of like a Conan theme almost, except prehistoric. So the flyer artwork's almost like a Frank Frazetta painting, and the whole game is about a dinosaur tournament, and you're a trainer of the dinosaur. And the bonus stages happen because your main character in Dino Rex, who's training the dinosaur, falls asleep and dreams about the dinosaur in the modern city trying to defeat Holy Chan. And so at first, when you go through the city, it's just the police of the city are trying to kill you, and you sort of just stomp over them and then destroy Holy Chan's limousine, and he runs away. And then there's like these news segments where he's like, I'm going to raise an army and put a stop to the dinosaur. So then it cuts back to the story of Dino Rex and goes forward a few fights in the terrible fighting game there. And then the next bonus stage, you're versing the army defending the city in Dino Rex. But it's absolutely amazing, even though as a fighting game, it's shockingly bad.
Sounds like a true guide into the series.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it was actually supposed to be another shooting game. It was supposed to be like a helicopter shooter, but fighting games were the new thing because of Street Fighter 2. So Taito was like, no time for shooters. Let's make a fighting game, guys.
So it has no shmup sections?
Yeah, no shmup stuff at all.
Okay.
It's just one-on-one fighter that plays like garbage, but actually does have a bunch of interesting things in the combat, I guess. Just everything, you sort of destroy heaps of stuff and interact with a lot of objects as you're fighting, but it's still garbage. The only fun aspects is destroying the cities in the bonus stages.
Well, at least they tried.
So, cutting back to Gun Frontier for a minute, Jamers asked where we can checkpoint milk in this game, or where Super plays with checkpoint milk in this game, and I actually do have a replay I pulled up from YouTube that I can show. Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
sure.
Get some extra time.
So keep chatting, and I'll just set this up.
Yeah. So
I guess at the very end of Dino Rex, by the way, the two trainers of the dinosaurs decide to fight each other, so it actually becomes like a Street Fighter thing where you're
Holy crap.
two humans fighting each other, and the main character sprite, they actually just reused the Rustan sprite from Rustan 3 Warrior Blade, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm pretty sure the Dino Rex, who is the game explains that, quote unquote, the Dino Rex is the leader,
the king
best
of
fighter.
he's
like the king.
He's the winner of the tournament or whatever.
Yeah, so the Dino Rex, he's the guy who you fight at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And it seems to me, at least, that the Dino Rex is Holy Chan. So...
Well, the weird thing about that, so in the dream sequences in Dino Rex, you start at, like, the first one, you're destroying the city. The second one, you're destroying a city again, but there's an army defending it. And then, because the city is totally destroyed, in the third bonus scene, which is the last one, the
everything's all
civilization...
prehistoric.
Yeah. the civilization's actually been totally destroyed, so everyone's gone back to prehistoric times, and so Holy Chan is in that too. So the bonus stages are almost like showing you what happened to lead into Dino Rex, which is the story you're playing through with the shitty fights.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's insane. Like the narrative in that game is extremely strong.
And the narrative is amazing in Dino Rex. That's the only reason I keep talking about it, and it's so bad. It's just
Yeah.
so bad.
So can I talk about this milk? Can we segue away for a second,
Yeah.
or am I?
Yeah,
Forget
sure.
about Dino Rex.
Yeah,
We've already
this-
talked about it too much.
Yeah.
So
Get
right-
that out of here.
This is basically like we were saying that the main milking is going to be this part in stage 2 where these large blue planes come down, and the points you get from it basically comes from bombing them, and also, as we mentioned earlier, from shooting off their winglets before you bomb them, but this player doesn't even bother. And essentially what you do is you just bomb them, and then suicide, and then the checkpoint restarts, and then you bomb them again, and then suicide, and the checkpoint restarts, and you bomb them again. And every time
Yeah.
you do it, you get like 70k, which is almost enough
Almost
to get you
enough
another
for an
life.
extend. So you get to do it for a really long time
Yeah.
because you get extends often enough.
You get extends pretty much constantly with it, and you can suicide right after it, and the part right beforehand isn't that difficult to deal with, even at very low power. So the basic strategy for this, if you do want to do it, is to hoard up all of your bombs through stage 1, and then that'll give you the best kind of advantage coming into it, and then just collect all the bomb fragments at each opportunity you have in early stage 2. Every
Does
time you
repeatedly
spawn.
doing it keep increasing the rank?
Yes, it
Or-
does.
Yeah, it makes
Okay.
the rank
It-
absolutely fucking insane
Alright.
when you're actually done with it.
If you
So
do this,
you're-
it is incredibly hard to make any further progress in the game.
Well, that's good.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you do it, once or twice, perfectly fine. In fact, most people do it once on their way through the stage because it gets you an extend, and it's just like 3 points. But doing it like 6, 7 times, the rank goes
Like, yeah.
ape
Like,
shit.
you want to
gets
score
real
some
angry.
points? You want to score some points? You want to play some games? Well, fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not like a laughing matter. Like, it gets really, really, really angry.
Wait, so are there any
Yeah.
videos where someone fully milks the checkpoint and then one lifes the rest of the game at all? Or-
Travis
Oh, God.
Superplay does, supposedly, but
I don't know if it does. Like, I haven't actually seen it because
Okay.
I didn't bother to watch it when I knew where it was, and now I can't find it, which is disappointing. But no,
you
as,
can
as
have
far
a
as
return.
as far as I know, there's no public replay of it that's like on the internet anywhere.
Is that
melts.
the super play? Is that super play? Is that the one from the trilogy audio
Yeah.
pack or whatever?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one. Yeah, I really wish I could have found that because I'm actually curious
Yeah,
what that run does as well.
I would love to see that. If you ever do find it, please,
Yeah.
please like record it or something.
Yeah, I'll do something with it. So since we were on the subject of the rest of this trilogy, so the director for this, Takatsuna Senba, he also did Rune Arc, Growl, same game, which is it's got a very similar like style to this game where it's like I don't know how to describe the
It's
style.
pretty
but
over the
it's-
top, I would say. Growl.
Yeah, it's over the top and it has like a very similar art style and like
Yeah,
it's-
the art style in all three Gun Frontiers and Rune Arc is very similar, and like just the background, it's all very almost like a digitized sort of thing going on.
Yeah, and that's a cool game. It's kind of
Oh, yeah.
weird, but
Growl is awesome. Yeah, it's also on Taito Legends too, with Gun Frontier.
yeah. So everyone get Taito Legends too.
Yeah,
It's
seriously.
pretty much.
legit collection.
It is a good collection.
Yeah, it's
Except
a
for
lot
the
of good
slowdown
stuff.
in Lightbringer.
Right.
The slowdown in Lightbringer is you got no idea.
Also, just a slight note is that the Taito Memories and Legends, the region differences have a couple of different games between them.
Yeah,
So just take note of that too if you're looking for something in particular. There's like a game list somewhere.
So yeah, Jamers, if you're excited about the prospect of doing this checkpoint milking for like 6 or 7 minutes per run,
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes or something. It's
Yeah.
retarded.
and then
Wow.
remember that the world record is like Icarus says, it's something like
It's-
2.4 or 2.8 million. It's absurd.
Yeah, like I
And I
have
have
no idea
no
where
idea.
most of those points come from.
Yeah,
It's
like
insane.
this will get you like 300 or 400k, and the end bonus for the game gets you, 500-600k, and getting to the end of the game gets you another 500 or 600k.
Oh man,
So
secret
that's like
scoring
1.5 million. Where the hell the other million comes from, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm quite curious.
Well, it seems like there's probably some secret there.
Yeah, there has to be.
Alright.
It's probably a secret that we would know about if Trap had the replay.
No, I'm pretty sure that replay gets like 1 point something, so
Oh, okay.
it's not the world record run, I don't think.
Okay.
Is the world record, does anyone know if it's recent or back from the 90s?
I do not know.
Yeah, sure.
Game difference between regions. As far as I know, there are none. So we can play the US version, doesn't matter.
Play the US
Just
version
the
with the
name.
amazing English opening text.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the no piece of food was given. I just keep thinking
no piece of bread was given.
I keep on thinking no piece of fucks were given.
Who will save us from this hell?
The most amazing thing about the English release of this game is they changed the title of the game to Gun and Frontier.
Yeah.
Which makes,
Yeah.
If
which
you
makes no
look,
sense. So like they released it in English regions and Englishified the title more so than the Japanese title. Like what on earth, Taito?
It's a bad
Jamers,
title.
no, you cannot. When you get to the last stage, you are on your last life and you're invincible, except for the last boss itself.
Right.
Then, with regard to this "and" thing, if you guys look in the stream at the Gun Frontier title logo that we have above the chat right
Thought
now,
I got rid of that and.
it has that little "and," and it's just the fucking dumbest thing. It's like this little
Yeah, it's
tiny
just this
"and"
little
like
tiny
sitting there,
"and."
like, oh hi, bro.
I thought I got rid of them. Damn it.
And Jamers, yes, you can die to the final boss. What happens is he shoots you once,
But
one
it's
of your
just
wings
an
falls
instant
off.
Game over.
He shoots you another time, and your other wing falls off, and then it's game over. But that's it.
Or
It is an
or you
instant
can
game
slam
over.
into if you slam
Oh,
into
yeah.
the shield, it just instant kills you.
Yeah, if you collide with the shield, you're fucked.
Oh, I just realized the and was because Gun and Frontier.
Yeah, exactly. It's Gun and Frontier, but it's like that's all they did to change the title was just add that little tiny "and." Like
Yeah, that's
little tiny "and."
Yeah.
that's a great
Good to
decision.
go. Let's export it now.
That's a good decision. I approve 100%.
Yeah. And Icarus, I agree with you. If the world record is that much higher, then there has to be another, probably more important scoring trick somewhere else. But again, where that is a mystery.
Well, we're repeating ourselves now, so let's wrap it up.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Oh, we still have about a minute of this milking to go.
Yeah.
It is literally 10.5 minutes of straight milking. I was not aware of that.
Wow, okay, better end the episode. better end it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we're just gonna go now. So
We're being signaled out by a buzzsaw.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
what was that? You?
That's coming from outside my window.
They're
That was very loud.
they're trying to chop us off
Shit,
here.
really? Huh. Well, in that case,
It's alright,
yeah.
it's alright. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. This has
Yeah,
been
thanks
Gun
so much,
Frontier,
guys.
episode 75. It was awesome doing it.
Yeah, this was
Great
fun.
job,
Yeah,
everyone.
everyone go play this. It's legit.
And thanks,
Yeah, hell
Mikhail,
yeah.
for coming on, and Trap for introducing me to this fucking awesome game.
I'll do
Yeah,
it.
everyone play this game and understand what it is to have insane drama in a shooting game.
Oh, and also just the difficulty. Just play
Oh,
it
yeah.
at rage. And, yeah.
I think, well, the main lesson is, because it's like, we're talking about, overlooking this at surface value, it's like you try to pay a little bit more attention to shmups because they do have a lot of detail. Which even though it's forced scrolling, there's a lot of stuff there. It's kind of the idea like when you watch a replay, you get to look at all the background stuff and admire all the stuff. But this is another example, just another game. It's got a lot of detail, so it's just a nice presentation.
And that's actually one of the things I do like about it is it's kind of slow in moments when you play it, and it gives you time to appreciate that. It has a good sense of pacing in that regard. But anyway,
okay. Thanks everyone.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys, and see you next time.
Later.
Later.